Modern feminist movement has gone a bit too far. And don't get me wrong, I am all for the empowerment of women. I think it's fantastic what we can do as women in this day and age. However, I am against the disempowerment of men that has sadly risen alongside of the modern day feminist movement. And what I mean by that in the past years, a new form of modern day feminism has arisen where we are also disempowering men. And I am against disempowering men. I'm against disempowering any of the sexes. It doesn't matter, men or women. The fact that we're seeing one of the sexes as less strong, less important, or less significant is wrong. It doesn't matter if it's male or female. Before it used to be the women, but now we can strongly see that it's men that are being disempowered. Hi, my name is Marlene, and I teach women how to lead their lives from a feminine, empowered essence. Of course, you have a lot of masculine energy, and you're probably a boss babe, so am I. But we need to learn how to shift back into our feminine energy in certain types of situations, like when being with a partner. So that is something that you want to learn more about. Stick around, watch the video to the end, like and subscribe because it helps my content being pushed out to more women who need to see this. And together we can rebalance this masculine, feminine dynamic that has been kind of skewed over the last couple of years. First point I want to highlight is why it is bad that we are disempowering men and why the liberation of women, modern day feminism, has actually caused disempowerment in modern day men. In many ways, men are being restricted in their freedom, in their expression. I know a lot of my male friends that don't even dare to walk up to a girl anymore in a club or at a festival to talk to her because they're afraid of being seen as perverts. Why can men not approach women anymore? Why do they have to be afraid to be seen as harassing a woman when they approach her? And like I said, I am all for the empowerment of women. I also have experienced a lot of benefits from this rise in modern day feminism. We women need to be aware that there is also a shadow side to it. And I think it is up to us women to realize this and understand that we need to shift back to a healthy masculine feminine polarity in relationship, in friendships, but also in the work environment. Because this strong shift towards modern day feminism made women very independent, we do not need men anymore. Technically, we can do everything ourselves. I mean, we can even have babies without men, which I find a very unhealthy development, honestly, because I think a child should be raised in a stable family with a mother and a father. Now, this has pushed women to push men away because why would you commit to a man? Why would you need a man in your life if you can do everything yourself? Why would we put an effort and energy into a relationship if I can put all of the effort and energy into myself, rise up in my career, make a lot of money, have enough money to support a baby, have female friends who are also single mothers by choice, raising our kids ourselves? I think this is a recipe for disaster. And I think that we women need to understand that we do need men. And if it's not you who needs the man, it's your baby, your child who needs a father. And I want to make this very clear. You cannot be a mother and a father to your child. Ladies, we need to learn to accept men into our lives again, while being boss babes, while being strong women, while being free women who support our own lives and our own careers and follow our own passions and our own dreams. And you can do that alongside a healthy relationship with a masculine partner. Like I mentioned early on in the video, we don't need men anymore. We can do everything ourselves. Before, we used to need men to protect us, to provide for us, to be the masculine structure and masculine frame within the family or the household. In this day and age, we actually don't really need that anymore because we have our own careers, we make our own money, we, like I said, can have children without men. And on top of that, because we have become empowered and freed as women, we now think that men are flawed women. They're just women that they need to train, that they need to raise. A lot of modern day women have not put effort in trying to understand men or their partner. So all they see is the things that men do wrong. And it's hard to understand why it is so difficult for men to have a career and look after kids and have a social circle. And men are very one-track focused. They went out to hunt and brought what they caught back to the village. This is how men operate. So men need to go out. They need to hunt. They need to find a way to provide for their family back home. So that makes men very single focused. But now we have the situation where women are also doing the hunting and taking back the kills to the village. So women are managing the village and they're doing the hunting. So men are left out there in the field still trying to hunt, but they got no one to bring the kill to. So what happens is that now men just stay out there with other men, because why would they need to put in the energy and effort to come back to the village and bring the kill that they made? They might as well keep it for themselves, because there is no function for them right now back in the village. I hope this analogy kind of made it clear, but this is a situation that we have right now with men. Men do not have a place in society as they used to. And we're right now on the precipice where men are trying to navigate their place in society. It wasn't as what their fathers did. The father still provided for the mother, who oftentimes looked after the children. They saw that as a role model. But now this structure has fallen apart because women do not need a man or do not allow a man to provide for them anymore, because women say that they can do everything themselves. And part of that is true. You can do a lot yourself. I can do everything myself. I don't need a man. But for me, it is a choice to let a man in my life. It is a choice to let a man provide for me. It is a choice to let a man look after me. We women need to understand that we can provide love and connection for ourselves, or we can get it from friends or from family. We're very social. Men oftentimes don't have this. So a lot of men do not have social connections or warmth or a place to come home to. The masculine world is very, very harsh. It's fighting, it's grinding, it's trying to survive, it's trying to get up the career ladder to make sure that you make more money so you can hopefully eventually provide for a woman. But if a woman does not want you to provide, then what are you providing for? I'm not surprised that a lot of men are lost. So if it's now the case that men are lost, we as women need to understand that we can take the step to consciously make the choice to let a man provide for us. Let a man be the head of the family. Let a man be the structure and safe space in your life. This will not only help you reduce stress, because you cannot do everything yourself. It will burn you out. And this is what's happening to a lot of women. A lot of women need to be in their masculine energy at work and then also at home, because they're running the family, they're looking after the kid that they're raising on their own. But if you have a man in your life, he can help you out with giving you the structure. It is very important that this balance is there. It's also more healthy for you as a woman that there's a man who can take away the stress from you, because you don't have to do everything yourself. This is why it's a relationship. This is why it's called a family. You have support. You do things together. A man and a woman both have important aspects in the relationship, and they have important things to give in the relationship. So don't think that as a woman you can do that all yourself, because a man will be able to provide you financially, emotionally, for support. He will be able to take away stress from you so you can look after the children, or you can be more in your feminine energy. But, and there's a big but, and we love big buts, I cannot lie, you as a conscious feminine woman have to understand that you need to make this choice. We as women are feminizing men. We're taking away the chances of a man to step up, to lead from his masculine energy, because we do not have the patience for a man to show up in his masculine energy. We always think that we can do it better. I still have to do everything myself. I cook, I clean, I look after the kids, I work 5 jobs. That's your choice. You can ask a man who would willingly provide for you. A masculine man would willingly provide for you to help you out, because if you're in your feminine, he will be in his masculine, and that is his nature, to help you out, to protect you, so you can be in your feminine energy. What this means is, if you have a masculine man, you will have time to relax and drop into your feminine energy, but you have to ask for help. And I hear you say, yeah, but my man doesn't do anything. He's lazy. He comes home and he starts playing games. He doesn't do anything around the house. Have you asked him in a feminine manner if he could help you out? Honey, I'm very tired of the workday today. Could you help me out a little with this and this and that? Be very clear what you want. Could you clean the kitchen for me today so I can take a shower? It will help me relax a lot more, and then I can be more present with you. That is what a man wants. He wants your presence. He goes to play his games because obviously you're not present because you're stressed. So there's a huge disconnect. And I know you're gonna say, why doesn't a man change? Why do women have to change? We women have to adapt this right now in our relationship, because there has changed so much in the masculine-feminine dynamic on a societal level, and men are lost, and we need to help them a little, to welcome them back into our lives, to have a place in the world where they belong. And that can be with you, that can be within the relationship. So make that conscious choice of being more in your feminine energy and asking your man for help, because it will also give him the feeling like he has a goal, like he has a purpose within the relationship. And this is the most important thing. As soon as you will start seeing that your communication will soften, you ask for help, that he is absolutely willing to help. And if your man says no, then this is not the guy for you, I'm sorry, but then you're with a feminine man. But learn to communicate in a feminine way. And honestly, this is something that I had to work on for a very long time myself as well, because I am by nature a very masculine woman. I've always done everything myself. But I noticed that this doesn't work with a masculine man. I only attracted feminine men because I was always the driver in the relationship. I always did everything. I was the one who was leading. And it's very unattractive for a woman. Even sexually, I just lost attraction. And I left because I didn't feel like a woman. And then I realized that I was leading from my masculine energy, also with the relationships afterward. I really put a lot of time and effort in healing myself, finding why I wanted to lead, why I didn't trust man. And there's an important point. You probably don't trust man. It could come from your father. It could come from colleagues. It could come from a youth trauma. But please try and understand why you do not trust a man to lead. Get that trust back. Ask for help and see if your man steps up, and let him make mistakes. Let him lead. Don't correct him. Let him make the choices. If he takes the wrong turn, let him take the wrong turn. Let him sort things out himself. He's an adult man, and respect his choices. Respect his masculine energy, and allow yourself to sink in your feminine energy and let him lead. Let your relationship be this one place where you do not have to lead, where you do not have to drive and push things forward. Let him do that, and you will see that the dynamic slowly shifts. Give it time. Just don't overbear your man. Don't mother him. Give him a place in your relationship where he can be in his masculine energy, where he can find purpose, where he can find a goal to provide for you, to be the man for you. And you will see that things will start to shift for him, not only within the relationship, but also in his career. He'll be more balanced, he'll be more healthy, he'll be more relaxed. You and your feminine energy and him and a masculine energy in a relationship, when the polarity is good, that is when you're both able to relax into each other's energies. And that is why it's important that you take this step to focus on becoming more feminine within your relationship and allowing your man to step into his masculine energy to rebalance the polarity. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that this was helpful for you to understand why the masculine and feminine dynamic is so important and why you need to protect the polarity within your relationship. If you enjoyed this video and if it was helpful, please like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. And I would suggest watching this video next. I think this is a very good video for this topic if you want to deep dive on masculine, feminine polarity and dating dynamics. If you want to check out the full playlist about this topic, check out the comment section below. I put all the videos that I think are very useful for you in one whole playlist. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Mwah!